Well, today we are going to open up the latest client, customer, sort of friend project. Brian Dunn, originally back around 2009, I think it was, 2010, right in there, when my late wife was starting to have a real battle with cancer. In fact, many of you sent me work because you knew I was going through money like water as a result of her illness. And you were very kind to do that, and I established quite a clientele. Brian Dunn was one of them. I built him a beautiful Klingon ship. I think there was another one in there, and I also built him, more recently, that refit. That was the early version refit that had the panel lines and stuff in it that unfortunately got damaged in shipping, even though it was professionally packed. He was able to get it fixed. Even though it was damaged, none of the lights stopped working, and that's a big deal. So he sent me a new project. I don't build for many people anymore, but a lot of my old customers I do, and will do that for, because it doesn't happen very often. And I thought this one was kind of interesting. Let's take a look at what it is. It's a big box. I always like big boxes. The great thing about shipping models is when they're a kit, there's nothing to break, pretty much. But when they're not a kit, then they can be turned into a kit again. And that's what we hope doesn't happen. So here it is. And I guess he put the aftermarket parts inside. Wow, what a box. So, of course, it's the Imperial Star Destroyer. And I believe that's Russian. I've looked into this a little bit, and evidently they make a really, really cool kit. I can't even pronounce the name of the company. It's funny about this kit. It looks like it's really old, but I don't think it is. I think it's pretty current. This must be, these are aftermarket parts for it, which improves some of the parts on this model. God, it looks like a Gatling gun. I'll look into that later, but these are the aftermarket parts which he told me about. I see one floating around in there by itself. No, that's up from a tree, I think, but we'll keep an eye on that anyway. Obviously, Brian, you have been through this looking at it. This gives you an idea of the size of it. It's a pretty good size model. Oh, here we are. We got some more goodies in here. These are the nozzles. And you can see how beautifully printed these are. This would be something really hard to do just from plastic parts and off a tree in an injection molding. You print them and you get all the real details. So those are those. Here's the main hull. I wonder how they get these things in. It's beautifully detailed. I have built models of this ship in the past, but they were resin kits. I think I built one of Randy Cooper's and somebody else's, and they were excellent. Not just for garage kits, but they were just excellent. Yeah, they're clunky, big old pieces of resin, but they were beautiful, and they really made it into a nice model. The thing about these models is they're so perfect that they're not a lot like the original models in the show, but we can fix that. So this gives you an idea of its size. It's a nice size model. I thought it was bigger, and it said 107 parts in it, which was kind of like, ooh, that's a lot of parts. But really, now that I'm looking at it, it's not that bad. You see, here's the nozzles that came with it, and they did a really good job of making these nozzles. But evidently, the Star Wars aficionados, which are experts, which I'm not one. I love the first movie. It's a nice, sweet spot in my heart for it, because when the movie came out, well, actually it didn't come out yet. There was a premiere, and it was held at the Academy. And I got a phone call from Rick Baker, and he said, Steve, I got 2 tickets to go see Star Wars. Now, he knew that I was up for doing the Cantina stuff and lost it to him. But we were still friends, and, you know, it's not personal. You know, I'm glad he got it. It was great. And he called me up and said, Elaine's not, his wife, not interested in going. Do you want to come with me? So I sat there with Dennis Muren, Phil Tippett, George Lucas, Rick Baker, and everybody, and watched the film for the first time. That was an amazing experience because you'd never seen anything like it before. So, you know, for that, I like Star Wars. So, yeah, I mean, it's a real honest-to-God plastic injection molded kit that should go together just like butter, right? So we're going to be building this. This is beautiful, and thank you, Brian, for thinking about me and having me build another model for you. I'm very flattered. And it looks fairly simple to build, not too terribly hard, and much easier to ship because unlike a Constitution-class starship, which has 2 pylon supports and 2 nacelles, a long thin neck, and a saucer section attached to this little round engineering section, it'll probably ship better and not get broken. Because if we actually look at the ship, this is probably something right here that runs the greatest risk of being damaged in shipping. But I think this one I can ship myself and pack myself because I know exactly how to avoid that problem. And, you know, basically there really is nothing to really break. So you're just going to build some foam around this and a box over top of this. This will go in a box inside of another box, and it should be fine. So that's going to be our next build, sort of a build log, build series, a series of videos from us showing this model being built. And of course I'm going to light it up. You know I am. I got all the fiber optics over there, and I got a ton of LEDs and stuff. And so it should be, this one's easy to light up compared to an Enterprise or an Enterprise D. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and the next part you will see is me actually starting to put it together sometime soon. See you then.